Next on Good Morning El Paso, one person is dead following a crash at the diverging Diamond interchange. Our round-the-clock crew is on the scene with the latest.
The head of El Paso's county hospitals are not in good standing with county commissioners, and some are questioning his future as UMC CEO. We have the latest on that coming up.
And El Paso police say a woman found dead in north central El Paso. Her death may be suspicious. What her ties are to Fort Bliss.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm Hillary Floren.
And I'm Stephanie Valle. It is 6 o'clock, coming up on 6:01. And let's get straight to our round-the-clock coverage this morning.
One person is dead after a serious wreck that happened around 12:30 this morning, right at the intersection of Loop 375 and Spur 601.
That's where the diverging Diamond interchange is, and that's also where we find Good Morning El Paso's Andrew J. Polk live on the scene with the details. Andrew.
Good morning, Hillary and Stephanie. We're out here just north of the intersection of Spur 601 and Loop 375, where traffic is really starting to get backed up out here as all the traffic trying to get off at 601 is now having to continue along Loop 375. But as for the crash itself, you can see here behind me, emergency crews and special traffic investigators still on the scene, still looking into what happened earlier this morning. All we know for sure so far is that one person is dead after a single vehicle collision that happened earlier this morning. So now this is video that our crews shot earlier this morning. Now, special traffic investigators were called out just after 12:30 this morning after police found the person dead on the scene. Now this area could be shut down for hours more as investigators continue to survey the area. Police haven't released any information about the person who was killed, such as if they were a driver or passenger or the identity, and no word of speed or alcohol was a factor just yet. So back out here live at the scene right now, we've got a lot of backup happening just here behind me. All of the exits are completely blocked, even on the other side, trying to get the areas of Fort Bliss on the other side of Loop 375. So if you're coming through this area, find another way, because this is going to be backed up and it's closed off for hours more. You can see those red lights streaming there behind me, and it's going to be a mess for who knows how much longer. Police aren't saying how much longer it could take to clear this. So for now, we're reporting live on the Far East Side. Andrew J. Polk, ABC7.
Thanks so much, Andrew.
And now taking a look at the scene from our text-out traffic cameras, you can see that emergency crews are still on the scene. Police are investigating this, and like Andrew has said, that entire intersection is blocked off. So if you go through that area, definitely give yourself more time this morning, because you will have to detour. Andrew showed us the traffic is backed up in that area, so definitely be careful out there.
Not a good looking scene out there right now, but look at this gorgeous shot from our ABC7 exclusive mountain cam. That is a pretty shot to get your morning started on the right foot. Crystal's got to look at our forecast. It looks a lot clearer than yesterday, doesn't it?
Oh, much clearer today than it was yesterday. All those clouds we had yesterday and then the subsequent rain that we saw in that late morning, early afternoon time slot, that's all moved off to the east of us. Check out your clouds and radar map this morning. What a good start to the day. And as we kick off your weekend, clear conditions outside. They're not expecting really any change for our region. Today should be mostly clear. A few spotty clouds do build in, bringing us to partly cloudy conditions overnight, but that will be a late day overnight situation, not through your morning. 52 is your temperature in El Paso this morning. Winds are just 3 miles per hour, and we still do have that moisture hanging about. Actually, kind of smells like rain outside, but you're not going to see any rain. Las Cruces, 97% your relative humidity. As a result, could be some patchy fog in areas. 37 is your temperature that we are dealing with outside. It feels like 33. Again, just wanted to point out, we do see some fog in surrounding zones. Haven't seen any reports of that in Las Cruces, but because I'm noticing that relative humidity so high, just a fair warning. In your area, you could see some of that. We'll talk more about temperatures later this afternoon and your Saturday, Sunday forecast coming up in just about 10 minutes.
Thanks so much, Crystal. We want to thank everyone who donated to Operation Noel yesterday. The telethon went on for nearly 18 hours yesterday. Volunteers were taking your calls all day long, beginning at 5 a.m. when we started Good Morning El Paso. Our goal was to raise $100,000 to help pay for 19,000 jackets for El Paso's neediest families. And here's how you all responded. $99,306, so very close to our goal. It's not too late to donate, too. We'd like to send that total over $100,000 this morning. Just go to our Operation Noel link at KVIA.com and make a donation in any amount. And thank you all so much to all of you who donated. And something new this year, too, 17,000 Borderland kids will also keep their feet warm and dry. The Caring for Children Foundation already donated that many pairs of shoes to local kids. These shoes are already paid for, by the way, so your donations are strictly for the jackets with Operation Noel.
And more headlines now. Crimes Against Persons continues its investigation this morning after a soldier was found dead in an apartment. Officers discovered the body around 4 p.m. yesterday on the 5,000 block of Alameda in central El Paso. ABC 7 confirmed with a Fort Bliss spokesman the woman was a soldier stationed at the post. Investigators are not saying much about the case, only that the woman was in her 20s. Police are calling her death suspicious, though. We will update you as we get any new information. We're learning more about the elderly man found dead after his mobile home went up in flames. It happened just after 9 o'clock Wednesday night on the 600 block of Farm Road in Canutillo. Firefighters had to use hazmat masks because of the heavy smoke. The fire spread quickly, tearing the home apart. When the West Valley Fire Department put out the flames, they found a body inside. Now, we spoke with the man's next-door neighbor who told us they were close friends.
Very sincere, very helpful to everyone that came around here. Always willing to give you a hand, always vice versa. You know, we treated each other as if, I guess, family.
Sanchez tells us the home did not have a smoke detector. The cause of the fire is not known, and the man's name has not been released. And another fire at a home yesterday in West El Paso. This one happened around 9:30 on the 2300 block of Florence. Investigators say some combustible materials were left too close to a floor heating unit, and that's what started the fire. Now, we also learned a dog was killed in that fire. Our photographer happened to be there when a Fort Bliss soldier who lives at the home was told his dog did not survive. Damage is estimated at $15,000.
A Las Cruces jury must decide whether a man intended to shoot a Doña Ana County Sheriff's deputy. Prosecutors are hoping police dash cam footage holds the answer. Clemente Vasquez de la Cruz testified his shotgun was in his lap when Sergeant Bayless pulled it behind him. He says he saw Bayless flash a light in his car and reach for a gun. De la Cruz says he acted in self-defense when he came out of the car with his gun raised. It appears Sergeant Bayless then fires at De la Cruz, striking him twice in his left and right leg. De la Cruz maintained that he did not intentionally shoot or try to harm Sergeant Bayless. He faces 22 years in prison. And he's accused of killing his former probation officer while driving drunk. But David Zavala says he's not guilty. The 25-year-old, who's charged with intoxicated manslaughter, made his plea in court yesterday. In October, Zavala was allegedly drunk when he crashed his car on the 4200 block of Fred Wilson. His passenger, 43-year-old Cynthia Mendoza, died from her injuries. ABC 7 has learned that Mendoza was Zavala's probation officer. That is until she was removed from his case last year in May.
A holiday staple here in the Sun City is about to start.
That's right. We're talking about the Fred Loya House Christmas lights. They're now competing for the best holiday light display in the entire nation.
And Mayfield High School is also competing, but for the state championship in New Mexico. A preview of tonight's game in Albuquerque.
And meteorologist Crystal Cly is standing by right now. We've been looking to this forecast, looking forward to it all week long.
A great forecast moving forward to your weekend. We are talking a nice Friday, but could it be a rainy weekend? We have the answers after your break.
This is ABC 7, where news comes first.